Alright, Newcastle fans, today's video is unmissable. We've got good news, a bit of controversy, and a massive bombshell to close things off. We're talking about the Champions League race, a direct message from Wright to the Toon Army. And at the end, the biggest news of the day, Newcastle are very close to signing a centre-back who's seen as a superstar in England. Stick with me till the end, because this could be the signing of the season, and everyone's watching him. Our News 1, Champions League race. Let's kick things off with a story that's giving every Newcastle fan butterflies. Champions League football might be much closer than it looks. Yes, the Toon could secure qualification in the next 2 Premier League matches. After that dominant 3-0 win over Ipswich Town, the Magpies climbed to 3rd place with 62 points from 34 games. That alone is already a big achievement, but here's the exciting part. If Newcastle win their next 2 games and results go their way, they could mathematically seal a Champions League spot by the 11th of May. But don't get too comfy, the fight is still on. Man City, Chelsea, Aston Villa, and even Nottingham Forest are all in the hunt. There are just 2 points separating 3rd and 6th place. One slip-up could cost everything. But the good news is, Newcastle's fate is in their own hands. As Eddie Howe put it, it doesn't matter what the others do. If we do our job, no one can stop us. So what exactly needs to happen? First, Newcastle have to beat Brighton away this Sunday at 2 p.m. That's already a tough ask. The team has never won at the Amex Stadium in the Premier League. A win would be only their 2nd in 11 visits. Then attention turns to Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea hosts Liverpool at 4:30 p.m. If the Blues lose or even draw, Newcastle could gain a vital edge. For example, if Chelsea lose, the Magpies would open up a 5-point gap with only 2 games left. And let's not forget, Newcastle hosts Chelsea at St. James Park on the 11th of May. That could be the game that seals it all. But Chelsea aren't the only threat. Aston Villa are still in the race, but if they drop points against Fulham or Bournemouth, their chances of catching Newcastle take a huge hit. And to make things even spicier, Chelsea's final game is away at Nottingham Forest. That could mix things up too. So yeah, it's still tight. But with just 4 games to go, Newcastle are in a strong position. The lads are playing well, full of confidence, and only need to take care of their own results. Champions League football has never felt so close. News 2, Wright backs Murphy. Now for today's bit of drama. Arsenal legend Wright had a strong message for Newcastle fans, and it's all about Jacob Murphy. A lot of people doubted him, said he wasn't good enough for this level. But guess what? He's responded with 20 goal contributions this season. Murphy's become a key part of Howe's system, and even shone in the Carabao Cup final alongside Isaac. Wright didn't hold back. A lot of people wrote him off, but look at what he's delivering. He's a player who deserves respect. Murphy himself admitted he's had to work hard, adapt, improve his crossing, positioning, and now he's reaping the rewards. News 3, bombshell, Guehi wanted by Newcastle. And now, the bombshell you saw on the thumbnail and title. This could change Newcastle's future entirely. Mark Guehi, England international and captain of Crystal Palace, could be very close to becoming a Newcastle player. That's right, Newcastle already tried to sign him last summer. But back then, Palace demanded £70 million. They saw him as a superstar and weren't ready to let him go. Now, things have changed. Guehi's contract expires in 2026 and is yet to renew. There's growing uncertainty at Palace, and the board knows this summer could be their last real chance to cash in. And Newcastle, they're leading the race, ahead of Chelsea, Manchester City, and Spurs. Why the massive interest? Simple, Newcastle urgently need defensive reinforcements. Scar and Dan Burn are playing well, but both are aging. Lascelles has been out for months with injury. And Botman, once seen as a future of the defense, has struggled with persistent injuries and missed nearly 2 full seasons. Bottom line, the defense needs fresh legs, someone reliable and ready to lead. And Guehi ticks all the boxes. Young, Premier League proven, Palace captain, England starter, modern centre-back, fast, composed on the ball. He could be the perfect fit. So what are Palace saying? Their manager Oliver Glasner was very clear. Mark is thinking about what's best for his career. It'll be his decision, his focus on playing, but we have to accept whatever he chooses. And Gorhi is staying quiet, but not shutting any doors. In a recent interview, he said he's focused on helping Palace right now, but didn't rule out a move. Translation, he's leaving things wide open. And here's the twist. Next month, Gorhi could lift the FA Cup as Palace captain in the final against Man City. It would be an iconic ending to his time there, and maybe the final act before heading to St. James Park. If this deal goes through, it's not just a transfer. It's a statement of ambition. It shows Newcastle want to stay at the top, compete in the Champions League, and build a defense ready to challenge anyone. So, Toon fans, can you picture Gorhi leading the back line at St. James next season? With Champions League football and a strong squad, Newcastle are gearing up for something big. If you enjoyed today's news, give it a like, drop a comment with your thoughts on Gorhi, and of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing about Newcastle. More tomorrow, and as always, hoey the lads.